first part all the time. But we forget God is the first, in the middle, and the last. Huh? So you let the devil know you did mean it for evil, but God means it for good. It's a lesson I need to learn. A lesson you need to learn. Joseph had to learn to get his trust, continue his faith building for him. And not only for him, but it helped others. Did it not? So as Joseph is going up and down through this process like us, sometimes you're in the valley, sometimes you're on the mountain. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes your head is just spinning around. Huh? After Joseph got out of that scenario, then he was lied upon. Oh man, it hurt. But what could he do?
Still trust God.
But trust God. Put in the jail, right? Left there to rot, basically. Promises looked like they were going to be. Looked like things was going to happen. He told the baker, and he told somebody else, and he told somebody else. They were supposed to tell somebody else where he could get out of jail, but he had to do a little time. You see, God's timing is perfect. We want to get out of our bondage. We want to get out of our situations. But God got a perfect time for everything. The devil meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. Through that process, God was able to use Joseph to help some others. Some lost their life. Some gained their life. But through the process of time, Joseph was able to get out of that. And then he was able to get back into the kingdom of man used by God in a roundabout way. And as he was being blessed, those same brothers that wanted to kill him and did him wrong and let the devil use him, he ended up being a blessing to them. Being a blessing to the family. All in all of this, Joseph learned a lesson. You got to wait your turn. Wait your turn. Don't be in a rush. Don't be hasty. But trust God and let him do what it takes to get you where you need to be. The next stage, the next level of your life. Let God do it. It may seem like ain't nothing moving, but if you wait for God, he's always on time. He's an on-time God. He's a God that's able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all that we can ask or think. Our trust is in him, not in the words of men, what they say and what they do, but it's in God. I trust in today, our society today. We better trust God. The next leader in our America, we better trust God. Before then, hello. Our next move, period. We better trust God. So as Joseph is waiting on God, God put him in another situation with his family that he still got the love from here. Because see, now the real test has come. It's about family and home. You see, it's easy to take it from others. Hello? But when it's family, when it's loved ones, oh brother, it's a whole different scenario, right? But Joseph had to be dealt with by God. God gave him this space and this time. Even though the devil meant it for, God still meant it for. And as Joseph is in his process of being mounted up, His family showed up at the doorstep, so to speak. Did they not? Long story short. And as they show up, God shows out, don't he? God used Joseph to help the family. His father, his brother, because the mother, I think she was dead by this time, right? And Joseph gets to see all of those that had been against him. And you know, the devil will speak to you inside telling you they really don't deserve my blessing. They really don't deserve my help. But God will also speak to you and say, if you don't bless them, you won't be blessed. And don't let your blessing turn into a curse. Your love has to be greater for me in order to be good for them. And if you show your love for me, I'll show my love to you through them, by helping them. And you will learn the greatest gift of forgiveness, the greatest gift of love, even though one don't deserve that hurt you intentionally. Your own familiar friend, your own loved one, your own blood, but you still said, I forgive you. And he was able to say that. You meant it for evil. You thought about it. You thought to do evil on me. That hurts, brother. That hurts, sister. That hurts, y'all. It hurts. It's punctured. But at the same time, God is saying, my love is worth forgiving everything. My love is worth reaching out and make sure you have what you need, even though you don't deserve it. Even though you didn't help me when I needed help. Even though you wasn't there for me, I'll still be there for you. Yeah, he sent him through a test because he was still going through a test. You know, sometimes God has to deal with us slowly because if we rush it, it'll spoil everything. We don't learn nothing from it. So you have to let it smother like a good old smothered pork chop. Making me hungry now. So he let God deal with him. And all that, do you not know, God was teaching also Joseph humility. He needed some humility still. Because you see, if God gives you something and it's working and it seems like everything going on, it's easy to lose. It's easy to lose humility and get pride and forget who you are. But God didn't let Joseph forget who he was because he still realized that God meant it for good and the devil still can set him up. So he let it smother. And God is asking you this morning, let his love smother in you for old wounds, for new wounds, for those things that will come upon you that seem like all the doors closed. Don't forget, God got a door that no man can close. And he's got a door that no man can open. And he's got windows that he can open from heaven and send down blessings that you and I don't have room enough to contain. If we let him deal with us, let him deal with the humiliation that you receive from others. Let him deal with all the talk about how people feel about you and look at you and treat you. Let it be. Because when God get ready to move in your life and in my life, he's going to show man whose side you on. And he's going to show you what he can do for you when nothing else is working. Will you believe him this morning? Will you believe him this morning? How many of you going to believe him this morning and trust God? God's outlook on your life is for good. God's outlook on your life is for good. And God will work in you his will and pleasure. Don't forget it. Seek God, trust God, obey God, turn to God. And never forget he's for you more than the world is against you. May God bless you. Minister Logan, four.
Praise God.
Praise the Lord.
God is good.
All the time.
He blessed us once again to see another beautiful day that he has made. He's God all by himself.
Yes.
He watched over us, he protected us. As he was saying, God bless. Storm didn't take us out. And he could have taken us out like different other places happen. When that storm comes through,